comes from this area, which is even more interesting. I love this. Now, this was the area, this was the fair value gap. This was the fair value gap candle over here. All right, so let's dissect how price actually behaved over here. And it's super interesting. This candle, and this candle. Now, if we look at it again from an order flow perspective, from a candlestick perspective, you don't really know what's happening over here. You just know you see a large rally. But when we dive into these candles even further, using the power of volume and more importantly, the delta, what we see over here is we see, again, a lot of aggressive selling coming into this fair value gap. We see a ton of aggressive selling. The same thing on the next candle. We see a ton of aggressive selling over here. We see a ton of aggressive selling. In fact, we see 42 for 0. So think about what that means. 42 aggressive sellers came into this area. There were no aggressive buyers. Despite there being no aggressive buyers, the market still pumped up. So when there's no buyers and the market pumps up, this is a very, very strong indication that the market is being controlled by buyers. Because when there's only aggressive sellers, and aggressive sellers are hitting the market at live conditions, right? They're hitting the markets at those prices. So this is ES. Price was hitting at around 61.50 level, 61.51 area. There was a ton of activity all towards the downside. None of those aggressive sellers were actually rewarded. That is what gives you the indication to take buys. On top of that, if you look at the reaction candle over here, we had 5 for 0, which means the volume was tiny. We only had 5